Sorry about that.
Mouse ears. Peace sign.
Good morning. My name's Kyle Reski. I'm here today as the KGH Foundation's board chair and as a proud citizen of this community. My wife's a surgeon here at the hospital, and together we're raising our children right here in Kelowna. We begin by acknowledging that we are gathered today on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Silks people. It is our humble commitment to continue listening to and learning from Indigenous partners in this community, especially on matters connected to health, cultural safety, equity, and inclusion. Welcome everyone, thank you for coming. Big thank you to our media partners for coming today and telling our stories. We live in an extraordinary community and one that I'm proud to call home. I'm proud of this hospital, and I can tell you firsthand that the people who work here care. They want the same things that you and I do. In fact, this year my wife, kids, and I had Christmas dinner in our car, parked right over there, because my wife was caring for patients on Christmas Day, and she was far from alone in doing that. Healthcare matters to me, and I imagine it does for every one of you too, because at some point we all walk through those doors, either to visit a loved one receiving care or seeking care for ourselves. I'd like to introduce Dawn, someone who knows a little bit about the patient journey. Dawn Wrightson has been a patient herself. She's also supported a loved one, her husband Brian, as he undergoes treatment for cancer. And as a former hospital administrator, she has the unique perspective as someone who's worked on the inside. Welcome, Dawn.
Thank you, Kyle. I feel honored to be speaking on behalf of patients and the families of patients in our community. And yes, when you think about it, we are all patients at some point. Before retiring, I spent 40 years working in healthcare, 15 years as a critical care nurse and 25 years as a hospital administrator. My heart goes out to healthcare workers today, knowing what they have had to endure these past 3 years. Healthcare is hard work, but we choose to do it because I think we share a deep desire to help people. It may sound cliche, but it really is more than a job. Over the past 6 years, my husband and I have both faced complex health issues. When you're healthy, you might not think much about healthcare, but when facing a life-threatening diagnosis, I can assure you, it's all you think about. Every day that passes while you wait for the appointments, the scans, the surgeries, the answers is an eternity. Having to travel to the Lower Mainland or to Calgary for care can be hugely burdensome. We have been asked over and over again to be patient, but it's hard when your whole world is hanging on a thin thread. In my many experiences with healthcare over the past 4 decades, there are 2 things that make it all the difference in the patient's journey. The first is hope, believing in the possibility of a desired outcome. Without hope, we have nothing. The second is agency, the sense that things are not out of our control, that we can own our choices and take action in determining the future. Not only do we have to believe in what is possible, but we must feel like we personally have a part to play. What gives me hope today are the people, the doctors, nurses, clinicians, caregivers, and every member of the team. Ask anyone who's received care here, and they will tell you that while the system may be broken, the people are incredible. The challenges we are facing right now in healthcare are complicated, but we can stand together in our desire for change, because in the end, we all want the same thing: world-class care, close to home, right here at KGH and in our community. It's time to take action. Thank you.
Good morning. As Dawn said, what matters most is the care that's being delivered here for us. My name's Dr. Devin Harris. I'm an emergency physician. I'm a transport physician. I am a clinical professor at the Faculty of Medicine at the university. I'm a council chair for the BC Patient Safety Quality Council, and I work for Interior Health as an executive medical director. I've been department head over there, and I've been chief of staff at KGH as well. I worked at St. Paul's Hospital for 14 years in Vancouver, and I lived and worked away for 23 years, having been born and raised in Penticton and coming back here to Kelowna. And I came back here for you, for my family, for this, and for this as well. I have received care at KGH as well, as has my family also. And so what really does matter, and the future of healthcare is close to home for me. I think what all of us can agree with is that the last few years within healthcare have been incredibly disruptive and tumultuous and difficult. I think it's been noticeable how challenging it has been for us within healthcare, but also in every aspect of society. The pandemic showed that we need to address care models, both for patients and families and community, but also for our providers as well. It showed that we can no longer deliver care in the way that we did before the pandemic, and it showed gaps in care where we have opportunity. It also showed the primacy of health. If we don't have health, we don't have this. We don't have community. We don't have going out for dinner. We don't have travel. We don't have the opportunity to be out and be seen and be outside like we are right now. It also showed the frailties of our healthcare workforce, and we're seeing it very clearly also. Although all health jurisdictions have been dealing with this, we in the interior specifically have our challenges. We live in a very disparate geography. We have challenges with weather. We have challenges with distance. We're large amounts of rural and remote communities as well. And we have mountain ranges and climate events that cause changes for us and difficulties in being able to deliver care as well. What we did learn from the pandemic, though, is a number of things that can now inform us. We learned we can innovate rapidly. We learned we can develop partnerships very quickly, that we can pivot and implement new care models. We learned how to deliver equitable care. We learned how to shift from hospital care to community care and support that as well. We learned how to reach rural areas. We learned how to embed virtual care in how we deliver it. And we learned the value of partnerships, other industries and disciplines in the delivery of care and how to do that very well. All of that we did here and here in Kelowna. We learned we can innovate within healthcare. Because of that, we know the future of healthcare is closer to home than we thought. And here at KGH in the interior, we have such an opportunity. KGH is a fantastic hospital that has had tremendous growth over the last few years. When I was chief of staff, we hired 80 new specialists in just under a year. Almost all services are provided here now at KGH, and it's the third busiest surgical center in the province. It's a referral center for the interior and the north. It's a teaching hospital for students and medical students. It's a research hospital, and it's one of the newest and brightest academic health sciences centers in Canada. We have business, we have technology, and we have innovative leaders who are many of you within the community as well. And now, with that in mind, we can rebuild healthcare and redesign it with innovative and advanced thinking, unique to here. We can behave differently by partnering, collaborating, and innovating. The ideas for improvement should come from you and from us together. We can invest in people. We invest in our clinicians and scientists who stand behind me, who can listen, investigate, transform what matters. We can develop thoughtful partnerships with government, both local and provincial, with municipalities, with companies in corporate and industry, and we can be nimble and different. Investing in people, which is what is needed right now, brings expertise, capacity, innovation, and funding. And by focusing on what matters to us here, to you here, we can actually transform healthcare that's relevant and important to us here. It's about the people, it's about the place, and it's about innovation. So with partnerships, your and my improvement ideas, that we can have an impact in improving care for us. Through collaborative impact, our healthcare team now includes you, not those on the stage, but all of you. And now is the perfect time to take action. The future of healthcare is right here where we live. And the future of healthcare at KGH and our community begins today. I'd like to introduce Allison Young, the KGH Foundation CEO.
Thank you, Dr. Harris, and thank you everyone for coming today. We really appreciate you showing up and supporting this very exciting announcement that we have to share with you. I am Ali, the KGH CEO, and I'm also a very proud community member, and I'm a mom of 2 incredible boys. So as a CEO, I am passionate about the health of this community, and as a mom, I'm fiercely protective of it. So if you haven't guessed, we may have dropped a little bit of a hint around what we want to commit to today. Healthcare has to change. It's the truth. For patients and families like Don and Brian, for the doctors, nurses, clinicians, administrators, and healthcare teams that are here today and work in this community, healthcare has to change. Today I'm grateful to stand here with all of you because it's important for you to know that change is possible when we come together, and that each of you here today and others who are unable to make it have helped inform this announcement. For 2 years we've been listening to patients, families, healthcare providers, and this community. You have told us that we must work together to address the challenges that face our communities. You have told us that there is not one singular definition to health and healing, and that we have much to relearn. You have told us that decision makers must work with community. You have told us that your loved ones waiting for knee replacements, diagnostic scans, and to see a specialist, that they're suffering while they wait, and that a person's quality of life matters as much as saving a life. You told us that there are great people providing care, but the system itself is not working the way it should, and that everyone deserves better, including those who are committed to providing health care. We've listened and we are responding with KGH Foundation's most ambitious fundraising campaign in our 40-year history. We are committed with you to raising $40 million to support the change that's needed right here at home, at Kelowna General Hospital, and in this community. Because not only have you told us that healthcare needs to change, but you said you're willing to help and that you're not giving up. So with this community's support and together with our partners, we will fund advancements in care where it matters most, right here at home. By investing in our hospital, in community, in the people providing care, and in seeding innovation and research, we will support change. I'm excited to tell you that part of this commitment will include $5 million for an acquisition of a new 3T MRI right here at KGH. This will dramatically impact KGH's capacity to diagnose and manage treatment for patients across numerous specialties, faster and more efficiently. This is just one step in the commitment that we're making to this community over the next 3 years. Our vision is world-class healthcare close to home. This means that the success of this campaign and our work together is doing more than just saving lives. Success will reduce the need for patients to travel to Vancouver, Victoria, and Calgary for care. Success is reduced wait lists and increased access to services. Success is state-of-the-art technology and equipment to allow our talented doctors, nurses, and clinicians to do their best work, while at the same time attracting and retaining the very best talent to this community. Success is buying time for our talented care teams, seed funding for big ideas in research and innovation. So it's not just the health of our community, is resting on the shoulders of our government and our hospital, but health is all of our responsibility. Because when we speak about patients and families and doctors and nurses and administrators, they're not strangers in headlines. They're all of us. They're our friends, our family members, our neighbors, and our colleagues. As Dr. Harris outlined, the challenges we are facing in healthcare in the interior are unique, but as is our ability to respond together. We do have hope, standing right here. As Dawn said, it's people, and it's time that we invest in them, in their ideas, in innovation, and in collaboration. I want to wrap with something that Dawn said about agency. Agency for me means that we believe we have choice. It means we believe that by taking action for ourselves, our loved ones, our community, and for future generations, things are possible and that change is possible. So together, we choose the health of this amazing community. The solutions we seek in healthcare, they're closer to home than you think. And your giving truly does and will change everything. Let's bring it home. Thank you.
Thanks very much, everyone, for coming. This concludes our announcement. Media, if you'd like to stick around, some of our speakers will be available for interviews. Thank you.
I'd like all of you to speak.